in order where corporate greed thrives. It's the marginalized who pay the price. It's time to rewrite the story. Time to rise. We're breaking the chains of corporate greed. This is the fight, this is the need. For the poor and the voices unheard. We're the truth, we're the word. Big can of falls, can't hide the lies. From the ground up we rise. We rise.
Should we keep this rolling?
We could. You want to keep rolling?
Yeah,
Or you want to get
We
into
could
it?
probably just
Yeah.
keep rolling. If,
You don't have
this
to
is welcome back to episode 2, the continuation.
XXX version.
Keep going. Round 2.
Bonus footage.
Bonus footage.
All right.
All right. So, welcome back again to
We're still here.
No, welcome to the extra.
Yep.
to the
The
well,
extra, the bonus.
Is this what if this is part 2? I guess
It's
you
either
know?
part 2 of this, or if it's an extension, depends. If we do another hour, it's part 2. If it's not another hour,
Well,
it's
welcome to
extension.
part 2.
Yep.
Welcome to part 2. All right. Let's see. Where'd we end up at?
I think
I'm getting too high right now.
I want to get his infused drink.
Oh, I think we should.
I think it's time.
That's it.
We gotta capture this.
Oh, we got to get the infused drink and capture. I think it's a great idea.
This is why I think we needed to take a little break. So
Yeah, I
that we
think he
could
was
collect
right.
He was trying to
a
get-
few
he was trying to
thoughts
get out of
here.
He was trying
So
to get
people
high.
could,
He was trying to
kinda-
Look,
look, I was the challenge was out there. I don't. He
Is it-
said challenge accepted. I'm saying
love
challenge accepted. So like, that's
So-
where we got to get to.
So you want us to take a break for what?
Well, I just wanted us to take a break. Maybe Sam can go out and tell his, have his people whip up something.
I
And,
could just send a quick
oh, he
text.
can
Oh,
send
Oh,
a
you
text
see,
too.
trying to make excuses. He's trying to make excuses out
he
here.
forgot what
2024.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Oh, I'm loving this. This is great. Well, yeah, we definitely got to keep doing this and doing this more, Sam. As I said, during this whole cannabis segment, we want to keep pushing it. We
Tell
want
her,
the
1,000
cause behind-
milligrams.
We want to push the cause to you, and it's
Appreciate
your
it.
thing because this isn't about us.
No,
We're
it's very important. It's big, and in all seriousness, I think that as a black person who saw the effects of the cannabis prohibition, I believe that it's very rare as a black man to gain access to any industry at the beginning, infancy state. I don't think it's happened much in this country, and I think that as somebody who has a brand and actually wants to bring something cool to the industry, don't get in my way. Don't intentionally lobby to get me destroyed. I think that's the industry that you should be supporting. Our elected officials, corporate cannabis, this is the type of entity you should be supporting. And I think that it's good for the culture, it's good for cannabis, it's good for hemp, all the way around. So I ask everybody that is aware of the battle between corporate cannabis and the hemp space and support your local weed man. Come check us out, come support us, and understand what the fight is about.
And I mean, he's telling the truth. And you guys know my story. We've kind of gone over it, but just to kind of say, I sat at the table. I'm the blue-eyed white guy devil that was at the table. I sat there in the room while the negotiations and things occurred. I was part of the problem. My people are the problem. My partners were the problems. I sat there and watched it happen. After my anger of what happened with my partners, and I sat around in silence for a year, it was kind of my friends and my allies and the people I work with that were like, you could stop being silent. Maybe you should stand up and say something, because most people who sat at the table are usually silenced up, paid off, or with an NDA. You kind of walked away scot-free without an NDA, without a payoff. You're sitting out there in the wind, and you're the proof in the pudding. You're the receipts for everything that happened. You made it happen. You literally sat there at the table and hurt minorities in a state, delayed their access to it, and you witnessed it all occur. Somebody's got to speak up about it, and that's kind of why I was introduced to Sam, because Sam's message is true, but the issue is they don't have the receipts, and corporate's hiding it. And I witnessed it with my partners and people going, as you guys are aware. They won't let them do media. They won't let them do press. They've talked to reporters. They've talked to journalists. No, nothing goes anywhere. No stories occur. Yeah. Can you explain that one for me, though? I mean, until I was really introduced to you and I met you and we set this all up, I haven't heard about your cause, and it's a great cause. And
Right.
like, even when I was meeting your team when we were at the rally that you did the other day, you can't even search for you guys on social media. They have you so shadow
On
banned.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Will you
Instagram.
explain why it's like that for you?
Well, you know, when I know that's an interesting question. I think that when you fighting for something that's righteous, and to be honest with you, it's not a lot of people that's fighting in this space, especially from my end on the hemp space. And honestly, I think it's because everybody wants to be highlighted as the one that's important or the leader of it. But ultimately, it's about protecting our interests and building an industry that can support other entrepreneurs. But you know, I just don't understand it myself. You know, they got my Instagram page, shadow banned. And but we still make do. We still get the traction that we need for the brand, and we still growing and developing. So, you know, I look at those little fights as fights that I address later. You know, the main thing for me right now is focusing on building a brand that has a good reputation, a good quality product, and I think that if I can do that and execute in that way, then that's the most important thing.
So hearing you, I'm kind of getting nostalgia, especially now that the room's full of a lot of your lovely flavors and aromas. But if anyone remembers from when we were younger, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I'm picturing the weed union. You guys remember that? Oh, look at him. Shane's over there smiling laughing. Oh, yeah. Shout out to our sound engineer over here, Shane. He knows exactly what I'm talking. But do you remember that movie, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? So in the movie, there was a drug dealer union. It was a weed dealer union. But they also had unions for the other drugs that we learned as it went on later in the movie. But every city had their own union for their weed dealers.
Yeah.
They had cards. You was a proud carrying member of the weed dealers, drug dealer union with the weed stuff, and they had the weed flag on, and it was part of the members. So maybe the best way to unify is kind of like that. They've tried to unionize weed, as you saw.
Yeah.
They've tried to unionize the employees, and Big Canna stepped in and kind of hurt their employees, hurt it. I'm not going to mention names because, defamation, but we've seen it. Just look it up of unionization, anti-union that's happened in Big Canna. But what if it's almost became a chapter that you guys did on a city basis where you kind of started stepping up in the Chicago area and unified the voices, and you started going countrywide under this flag or different flags and make it a unionization of independents trying to fight the Big Canna?
You know, that's why we're working at putting together, our idea of like a national hemp coalition and just bringing other stakeholders in this space that understand the importance of it and understand what we're up against. And then from there, we'll be able to, grow and develop to something that's a little more structured, like what you're thinking.
Incoming.
This is
Oh,
it.
incoming.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Here you go. Appreciate it.
So wait, before you give it to him, can you give us a little insight of one, what it is, two, what flavors, and three, the milligrams?
Wait. She's got to come back here.
It's actually just regular. I didn't know if we wanted a pump or anything in it.
Did you want pump in it?
Huh? Pump.
Sweetener in it?
Yeah, I've got like hazelnut, the toffee, the French vanilla. I've got.
Sure. Yeah. Throw something. Why not?
He needs a
Give
little
me that.
flavor.
They need a little flavor.
And pump up the milligrams. We're live and we're recording.
We're recording.
And we're not cutting that, so now you got to sign a release. Oh, perfect. So you want to throw anything in without being on camera from the back? From the little wizard behind the curtain back there?
We got a seat for you if you want to
Wait,
join.
you wanna sit down?
This is the edited version.
Well, let's.
It's going to be a state issue very, very, very soon.
For what?
Oh, well.
We're live, we're recording. This is going on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, I
Say,
don't-
hi, wizard. Say
Yeah.
hi, shout out to the wizard.
I'm always back up stuff.
We know.
No.
You reached. He's reaching for it.
Hey, I told you I'm getting hyped from it soon. Going back and forth.
I mean, you keep him up at like this, he's going to end up acting like the guy on Lost, not just looking like him.
Yeah.
He's just
You're
gonna
gonna be
be.
thinking he's on the set going nuts.
He's just gonna be lost.
Hey, she came in like, look at these guys drinking and smoking. This is supposed to be a professional podcast.
He's gonna be on the.
That's why I came in here, because I'm like, you guys are
Was that the
And we
first F-bomb?
haven't cursed not
Wait,
once yet.
Did the first F-bomb come off camera?
No. I swore a few times.
Oh, I
It's
definitely.
very difficult for me not to swear.
Oh, I know. We're trying here, though. But yeah, I mean, and I am sorry. We really got to adjust the seating going forward. You can't put the Italian guy where his arms are in front of someone else going forward. I feel bad. I feel like I'm a knockout Mike on it.
I do. I kind of feel like one of those Italian wives in those old mobster movies, like
Which
The
one?
Godfather, where.
Hey, I told you not to speak back.
Exactly.
That's
I'm just
hey,
concerned.
we don't approve of domestic violence or beating
Shout
of women.
down to domestic
Totally
violence.
against that.
I'm just a little concerned. It's only 12:30 and we've been smoked like 2 joints already.
Little
Where the
concerned.
hell this day going?
I don't know.
Caramel.
How many milligrams?
120 milligrams.
120 milligrams.
Is
Wow.
that gonna be enough for you?
I kept it light for
No,
you.
not that one, but this one. You have to request drugs. They do not dose people without being requested. You have to pay to be dosed. That's how it works. You have to pay to be dosed around
That's
here,
it.
right?
Yep.
Plus, they would have had to ID you anyway. Did you show an ID? Oh, you did?
Regular coffee, right? Okay. Yeah, if you order coffee, it's regular.
Surprise eye.
If you get the giggling.
I love this talking off camera to people. It's kind of fun. Oh, it's great. You
Yeah,
can't hear
we're
it.
not
That's
gonna be
even
able to
better.
hear that like
That's
that.
even better.
All right, here we go.
I'll put a note
Tell
in
us
here.
how it tastes.
First sip of.
I'm gonna fill in
Hey,
some
wait,
wild
wait,
lines
wait,
for
wait.
you.
We're going back to the Grey Poupon, very pompous
Yes,
Mike.
yes.
He's going to analyze this. Don't forget the smell.
Okay,
Swish it around in
now
your mouth.
here we have a lovely beverage from the Prohibition Cafe in South Chicago. South side
Loop
of Chicago,
South
South Loop,
Loop.
next to Reggie's Rock Club, South State Street.
Shout out to Reggie.
out to
I actually
Reggie.
like this.
Yeah.
So,
There.
smell-wise, a bit sweet, maybe nutty aroma coming to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Sam, what am I about to drink here? I don't remember what she said, but
So it's got hazelnut coffee, iced coffee with 120 milligrams.
120 milligrams. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so high right now. You guys, I'm so high. No, I'm just kidding. We gotta probably give that like what, 20 minutes, 10
Yeah,
minutes.
about 10.
Yeah. Tasting? How's it taste?
Yeah.
It tastes like any other coffee.
So you don't even taste the drugs?
Oh, you don't taste
No,
it?
like
Okay.
and I will say that has been one of my like issues, I guess, when you get those infused or the edible products that it tastes a lot of times. No matter what it is, it tastes like you're eating weed.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like I'm drinking coffee. You know, it's got some some kind of flavor. You know, I'm hazelnut or cinnamon or something floating around in it. I mean, that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
it looks like a coffee I would get anywhere else, and it tastes
sure.
like a coffee I would get anywhere else. But I'm told this is going to make me high. So
Well, speaking of tasting it,
I'm about to be so high.
how many of you guys actually did it with, the crock pot back in the day with the cheesecloth, putting the weed
Oh,
in it
yeah,
with the
yeah,
butter
yeah,
and kind of
yeah.
cooking it and baking? Your whole house smells like you
Yeah,
got high.
definitely.
Can you imagine how far we've come from that? Like, do you remember doing that? I've done that. I even remember trying to put it in the oven to activate the
Activate it,
yeah.
THC,
Well, I'm
yeah.
gonna throw my weed in the oven and activate the psychoactive properties, and then I'm
Right.
gonna blend it up and just throw it in with my brownies.
Right. So I want to add to one thing you did ask about the difference between THC, THCA. So THCA is the byproduct of THC once it's heated. So basically, with regular THC, when you have to light it to
Right.
activate it, and that's pretty much what THCA is.
It's the already
The
active
precursor.
ingredient.
Sorry,
Okay.
the precursor.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hope that I don't know if that cleared it up. Or not.
A
Made
little
myself-
bit. I mean,
I got a little bit more
there's so
confused.
many-
I explained it. Like, hold on.
I know how this worked.
But I have been smoking joints with her, so yes. Added that.
But watching this, it makes me think, and we were talking about the fact that they should have to use the products. Remember I said that a little earlier? They should have to use the products, smoke the products if they're going to sell the products.
Yeah.
Right? If they're going to be in this. Speaking of that, we should make that a thing because if mushrooms are coming, pseudosilibins, I want to see a bunch of politicians tripping balls, baby.
Right. How you making decisions on
How
things that you don't
awesome.
understand?
Yeah, right. Like remember when weed went legal and the lieutenant governor they like had the whole press thing of her buying weed.
Yeah,
What's it gonna look like when mushrooms go legal?
exactly, right?
We get a send to that that press outing.
Oh, man. I hope they dress as Mario. I just needed a mushroom.
Who in the government could we send?
Oh, that'd be hilarious. I mean, like, that could go bad real quickly. though.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good
That'll
industry.
be a funny time.
That stuff, psilocybins do help, though. And I
Yeah.
will shout it out, that fact that they
Yeah.
do help, and they're great for mental issues and
Yeah.
how things are going, as well as finding spiritual clarity.
Yeah.
But it's a different version of it than the marijuana version.
Right.
Way different version.
Yeah, you just gotta understand your dose, really. I mean, it's like that with alcohol too.
With
you know what I
everything.
mean?
Wait,
Everything.
you're supposed to take doses of alcohol? 'Cause I'm sober right now, so I'm not drinking now, but before I didn't know there was a amount. Is there supposed to be like a
So
limit?
technically, it is. So like during the alcohol prohibition, you was able to get a medicinal alcohol card, and the dose was supposed to be 1 ounce per hour. That's why it
Boy,
was
1 per hour.
1 ounce, right?
Wait, what type? Shot
So
of
we just
what?
overdosing.
Yeah, so we overdosed. But like, what was the percent on that? Was it like a wine or an ounce of beer? Or are we talking straight?
I think
moonshine?
1 ounce of spirits.
Oh, spirits.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I kind of remember what you're talking about.
You
from
remember,
something.
how old are you, dude? Like, I thought we went to high school.
I was there.
I was there. Okay, shout out to your product. Shout out to your product. He just said he remembers it.
He traveled the time.
So I don't know who here is actually high, but we were talking about watching historical documentaries.
Oh,
And
we
we were
didn't get to that
talking
part
about
yet.
prohibition.
It just sounded good.
You know, so okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Joe. I mean,
So anyway, great
look,
grandpa.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not feeling it. What I'm saying is I'm not that fucking high.
Oh, I knew you were gonna go somewhere else, but that phrasing right there.
Yeah,
we,
it was just perfect.
we all looked at each other. We knew we were jumping
Yeah,
in.
we had to jump on that one, man.
I guess it was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
How did it feel?
oh, it felt great.
How
Now
did
I
it
gotta
feel?
get back.
Everybody jump on top of me. Like that.
So back to your documentaries.
I just gotta be careful what I say now. I'm on your radar.
Now I don't know. Oh,
Back to the memories.
my Alzheimer's kicked in. What were we talking about? Cocksucker.
Please tell me you picked that one up. Yeah, thank you, Shane.
Oh man.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little high.
We know.
But but you did see that before, where they had the little 1 ounce dose for the
Right.
medicinal
Well, so what they would do is it was a pharmacist. You had to go to like
Yep.
a pharmacy, and the pharmacist would give you like a pint or something, and
Yeah.
like, all right, this is your pint. This is your alcohol ration for the
Yeah,
week. But it was
that's crazy.
medicine. It was medicinal. And what was the first leg of weed getting legalized?
Medicinal.
It was medicinal,
it's
right?
on the same
Started
tree.
with a handful of states, and even the federal government got into it. I remember
Mm.
is still in it.
Yeah.
You know, who did they steal from in the what was it, Half Baked movie? You know, it was a government.
Government.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
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 Oh, I love that.
They're like, oh yeah, Maui Wowie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Oh, and, remember, was it Cheech and Chong when they got the government Coke too? Like the NASA Coke, was it?
Yeah, that one too, and the van that was made out of the weed.
Oh, yeah.
I actually got the chance to meet Cheech and Chong. That was pretty cool.
Oh, now
Oh,
you
yeah?
gotta.
Now we gotta hear.
Now
about
we got to
this.
hear all about this.
No, it wasn't that impressive. I didn't get that much
Oh, it
time.
doesn't matter. We still gotta hear about it. Come on.
I
So
guess.
what's the story?
Let's hear the story.
No, man, he was at the Soho House, and a friend of mine invited me over, and he was there, and they was doing like they was just talking. So I did give him a chance to give him some of the product. So hopefully, shout out to those guys that they tried them.
Shout out to Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were most of
yeah.
our childhood.
Yo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, they started most of us, taught us a lot of stuff. You know,
About how to smoke.
how to smoke, who the Lizard King was. You know, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know to survive and be in life.
Yeah. So you tried the shrooms before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had some very bad trips on shrooms. I mean, at one point, I thought I was in a video game and I was running through the park, trying to pick fights with random strangers, right?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I got hit a couple times.
thought
Every
it
time I
was
got a
a
hit,
GTA.
I ran and grabbed a leaf, chewed on a leaf, and screamed, "Man up!" and started trying to get back into the video game.
Were you by yourself?
I was, and it started. So here's the issue: it started with 5 of us in a movie theater, right?
Yeah.
And we're watching a movie, drinking our beer, chugging our orange juice because remember,
Oh
everyone
wait,
goes-
is this the trip or is this the story?
This is the story leading up to it.
All right,
So
cool.
we're drinking our orange juice, drinking our beer, trying to get up there, and we're all took half an eighth, and then we decided, it didn't kick in 20 minutes later, let's take the other half.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, at the same time in this movie, we all jump up and scream. And we all run different directions. It took us like 4 or 5 hours to reconnect. But we all went in different parts of the city of Chicago. But we all started at, remember Ohio and Rush Heaven on 7?
Yeah.
The theater there is where we started. So we all were in there. My favorite one, though, is because I ran through the park and I was running back to the park by Taylor Street. So I went from there. Somehow I got back to Taylor Street. No idea how. But I'm doing that in parks over there, over by UIC, trying to fight college kids. And I was in high school at this point, right? But I'm freaking out. By the time later it reconnected, I go to find one of my buddies. He never left the theater. My buddy is in the bathroom at the theater with his pants at his ankles, trying to climb the walls, screaming that there's lava on the floor, thinking the walls are melting. So we all had a horribly bad trip.
Yeah, that sound bad.
That's when the game was invented, right?
The game was invented.
But hey, it's crazy though. I feel like every first time when you try any new drug, it was bad.
Right.
Like so, Even alcohol.
I
Like,
don't
we
know.
offer, you
Don't they
remember?
have like beginner's luck with a lot of that stuff?
I've
Like,
never
Not
had
beginner's
beginner's
luck.
luck.
Never have beginner's luck.
I've always heard of beginner's luck with
Not
all
with
that
that.
type of drug.
Yeah, I've never had it.
And then every time
That's
you
always been like, why do you keep doing this? I'm like, I gotta figure this shit out.
Right. But even think
I gotta
about
see what they see.
But think about with weed too. It wasn't just your first joint was crazy, but then your first dab was crazy. Like even when you upgrade the products, that
Yeah.
first time you're thinking, oh, I've been smoking grass forever. I've been doing
Yeah.
joints. Let me try a dab, and then you do a dab, and you're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. It can get extreme. I stick to the flower, man. Every now and then I touch the edibles, but you got to be able to know your dose.
So-
like in a second, you about to have a great day.
So I will say I've
I
had.
guarantee you this is gonna kick in.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be
So
like-
I have gout, and I've gotten gout flare-ups before. So
You gotta drink
what
more
I
of
loved
that.
about the edibles, by the way, is if you know anyone with gout, like when you have gout, your toe blows up or a different joint. My toe blew up. You couldn't touch it. I couldn't walk. I had to keep it elevated. I couldn't even put a sock on or a sheet touching my toe, and I'm screaming in agonizing pain. But when I popped an edible and I laid down to bed, it was a lifesaver. Like I was actually able to sleep through the night without waking up. But then once that edible wore off in the middle of the night, I'm waking up feeling my toe.
Gotcha.
But I will say that pain when you have body aches. I mean, I've hurt my hip. I've torn a tricep. When I have that, that's when I actually will move to the weed and do edibles because I don't want to feel the high or do anything because I don't like how it messes with my mind.
Gotcha.
But if I do it right before bed, it numbs the pain in my body enough where I can sleep
sleep
without
good,
waking up because I don't like pain pills and I don't like touching pain
No, for
pills
sure.
because I've seen too many people escalate from pain pills and addiction to actually losing people. And we'll actually get into that story later on one of my friends that escalated to the point where we've actually lost him with drugs, and part of that was due to Big Canna and their decisions, their unethical practices. But we've actually got someone from his family going to come on and interview us in the future and talk with us and be a guest. But as I said, story for another time. And let's go back to Mike and let's do a hourly update on Mike's
Hourly update. It's been a few minutes.
I know, but it sounded funnier.
Feels like an hour for you, right?
No, it doesn't. Mike still feels the same. Yeah, I feel a little high, but you know.
Why don't you actually describe
got
it?
this.
How do you feel? How does your body feel?
So
And
when you guys
talk
were
about
all-
your extremities.
Well, not any of that, but when you guys you were talking about you had a bad trip. So the first time I did mushrooms, it was not a bad trip, but I don't think I really like tripped. Like
I tripped.
I didn't see I wasn't in a video game or anything, any fucking weird anything like that. You know, I mean that kind of actually sounds awesome.
It really was
now-
until you look at the bruises.
Now
After
for
you look
me,
at
I
the
was I was like a junior in college, and I was coming home from the library, and I remember a guy. One of
Wait,
my
you knew where
buddies-
the library was in college?
Yeah, man. Come on. Anyway, I'm coming home. I see a buddy. He's on his like porch, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "We're about to do some mushrooms." I'm like, "Cool, man." He's like, "You ever done it before?" I'm like, "Nah." He goes, "Well," he's like, "if you can get us some weed, we don't have any weed to go with it, so it's like if you can bring us some weed, you know, you can jump in on this." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went and got some weed, came back, eating mushroom. Now I don't like regular mushrooms like. You know, that normal people eat.
Yeah.
So I'm
Wait,
kind of
what,
worried
we have to
about
be normal
Wait,
to
yeah,
like regular mushrooms?
like the mushrooms you buy at a store.
Wait,
or
you
get on
consider
your
me
food.
normal?
Okay. You don't eat non-psychedelic mushroom.
By the way, he just kind of brushed me off. He knows I'm not normal.
I'm not normally a fan of, mushroom as a
Psychedelic
food.
mushrooms.
Okay. Does that help?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
So anyway, whatever. So we did these things, and then we watched this movie called Across the Universe. It was like some sort of like Beatles rock.
I remember that
opera type
movie.
movie. Now, at the same time, there was like a snowstorm happening outside. So we were constantly pausing the movie and then going outside and just like hanging out in the snow. Now, I felt like $1,000,000. I didn't see nothing, weird move. There was no video game effects or anything like that. But I felt like $1,000,000 while I was on it, and then I woke up the next day and felt really like I was going through some stuff at the time, and I was told, "Oh, if you're not in a good place mentally, this stuff can really mess with you." And I was worried about that. I was worried about a trip like him, or like you hear the urban legend where they were like, "Oh yeah, we were tripping, and we caught a leprechaun," and it was like, "Oh, it ended up being like a little person," or something like that. It was like, well,
At least you used the right phrasing.
so nothing like that ever happened. I just I felt like I was super just heightened in touch with everything going on around me. You know, vibrations were much heavier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything, but I now I'm a little interested, and you know, plug it into Joe, whatever matrix Joe's got going on.
But you took a lot though.
Yeah, I took a full eighth.
Yeah,
it was
so
my
that's
first
a
time.
lot.
Right,
Yeah.
and I don't remember. I've never actually
So now
measured it out. So.
Now doses for the mental clarity you have is supposed to be like half a gram, I think. Wasn't it like 0.1 to 0.5 grams?
the,
is a
microdose.
For the microdose thing. So I did about 3.5.
That's crazy.
Okay.
What about you? What about your first big trip on that?
On mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only tried them twice.
Okay.
And I didn't have anything like that either. Like you said, it was just the vibrations seemed like they was high. But I took
Right.
so little though. I'm afraid because I've always been afraid of.
Right, the
Who
weird
wants to
stories
see-
like somebody
I
like
don't want to
this.
see no leprechaun crawling
You
on
know?
the wall. I don't want to see that. I just don't. I don't want to see it. I don't even know that my mind can see. I don't want my mind to even know it can see that.
Right, you know, I'm like, where is it? You know,
Yeah. You're a tough guy, man.
There's probably a reason why I don't do it anymore.
My first time actually also bought an eighth. I did also get an eighth, and this I shared 1 gram with my friend, and I took 1 gram. And
That's not an eighth.
We
You
walked,
bought an eighth.
No,
You
well,
did.
I bought an eighth. Hold on, wait for the story. Wait for the story. So we're walking around and like kind of it wasn't really a forest area. It was like a backyard park, but there was like a lot of fucking trees and stuff like that over there. And we're walking around and like everything just kind of gets like vibrating and everything, and all that's all it was. We just felt really good. The most that I felt at that time with my friend before he got picked up by his brother was when I tried to message somebody. Like my fingers on my phone just started. No, it was warping around my thumb. Like my phone was wrapping around my thumb, and I don't know what the hell was going on with
Yeah, I
that.
don't want to see that either, man.
It just and so to finish the message, I would just like click 2 buttons, look away, look back, click 2 buttons, look away, look back,
You were tripping.
and it was the only way to do it.
And that was back
And
with
then,
T9?
that was
that
what?
the T9 texting or was it an actual full keyboard?
That was no, I was actually texting.
No, I meant like,
Oh.
remember was the numbers for the T9, I think it was called, where you had to
What type of phone was
Yeah.
It was a touch.
Yeah,
It was a touch.
yeah.
I remember like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
He like, did these
During
phones
the
using these
prohibition of
keyboards?
You remember T9? We're like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, okay, remember how hard that was? You hit the button multiple times over and over just to get to the letter you want?
Yeah, oh my God. That's crazy.
Well, so after my friend got picked up, I went back because we're right in front of my house. I went back up there, went to my room, and I'm like, I already feel good. Why the fuck not just take the rest of it?
Yeah.
And I took the rest of it. Honestly, this is what I was talking about. Like beginner's luck. Like, dude, that was the best fucking high I've ever had.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
it was a
Okay,
great thing.
yeah.
I did not feel any bad about it. I felt like I blasted some music, and throughout like the entire day that I was awake, it was just felt amazing. Just like
Yeah.
vibing with the music,
Yeah.
just like everything was just like the whole walls were just like wavy and everything. It just and that's
yeah.
all it was, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I guess I got to correct that. When I did the microdose of shrooms, that was I enjoyed that for the first time. So yeah. I agree with you on that. But like I said, I don't think I ever do the extreme eighths. And,
Well, think about when I did that, though. I was young and we were figuring out.
I got a buddy that do it now. I'm like, man.
Popping it like popcorn. They eat it like popcorn. They're sitting there just popping caps. Popping caps.
Popping
And you're
caps.
like, right, like, what are you doing, man?
But he's always smiling though. I'm like, well, so it's doing something. Shit.
It's gotta work. It's gotta work. The world could be burning down around you,
Yeah.
but you're smiling as you walk through it. Hell, he's probably just living in the reality we're in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can't do it anymore though. That's it's
I mean, with legalization changes with it, and something goes different, maybe I'll look at it again. Just kind of like how cannabis is. Like, when you stop it and you're doing it for recreation and then you start seeing the medical purposes of it, it's a whole different story. Like,
Yeah.
look at me talking about the weed, what helped with the ADHD. When I found something that worked, I liked it. When I find out for the gout, when I pain, it's beneficial. So when the research goes in, and I'm not talking about big boom research at that time. We'll call it big boom right now. When big boom research goes in and figures it out, that's not it. But when you start getting like the craft and like the independence and actually seeing the benefits and they're caring about the people and not the bottom line, then I'll start looking at that again. But we're a long way from there, and we're still going to have to fight big canna just to make sure this industry survives the proper way.
No, for
Wait,
sure.
who's the big boom?
Now, there's no big boom yet, but I was saying what.
What was that? Nobody else.
Hey, yeah.
The big boom. He said it 3 times. I don't know. What?
Hey, and you're saying you're not gonna get high?
Oh no! You're saying I'm hearing things?
No, he said it.
I did
Yeah,
say it.
He said it.
But what?
So big pharma, big alcohol, big canna, big boom, because boom is the name for mushrooms.
Oh, big boom. Oh, he's saying like big boom.
You know what? I didn't even know what he was talking about. I just shook my head.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
I was like, yeah, buddy.
You knew what I meant,
I
though,
got
right?
you.
Boomer.
But
It's
I'm
like,
the
yeah, I wanna
high.
get some booms.
I'm the high guy. Like, oh yeah, look.
Wait, but
Yeah.
you guys both got high, right?
Yeah.
To be fair.
But it's funny, like now that you,
Yeah,
now that you hear what I'm
and
saying,
you
because I'm not going to
didn't,
say
Mo.
big
And
shrooms.
you didn't
I could have said big
either.
shrooms,
No, I
but
knew
big
boom.
boom
Big
sounded
Boom.
funny.
I got you.
Oh,
I
you
got
knew
you.
what big boom was?
Yeah.
I understand
Oh.
now.
Yeah.
But I was a supporter. You
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you knew it meant something.
I thought it
Yeah,
meant something.
but
That's why I
eventually big boom are going
asked.
to be a bunch of guys that look like us, but they have money and they're screwing over everyone else.
Yo.
Right.
It's
Okay.
gonna be- it's
No.
gonna
No. Now since you said a big boom, like boomers, like okay, like mushrooms are boomers.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. Like, I think I would have probably called it big shroom or
Right.
Big shroom.
Big shroom.
Big
Big
shroomer.
shroomer.
shroom mart. Or,
You better trademark this stuff, man.
That's not
Steal it.
trademark it.
Yeah, listen and steal it.
Go for it. Please don't steal that.
Big trip.
By the way,
Trademark. That's right.
by the way, you're going to try and trademark it. I guarantee it's on Pornhub already. Somebody's got that name. Yeah. I can just see it. Like, the big boom is here.
You would know, right?
Big boom and big
Yeah.
shroom.
He probably delivers pizza, too. Oh, that's hard.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm
Oh, so you're
about
going to
halfway through my infused drink.
It looks more like a quarter.
No, about a quarter.
Yeah.
All right, you prick.
So talk about it. How's it making you feel? How's it like affecting your body? Any changes?
No, I mean, look, you guys. I feel like I'm on the spot all of a sudden. Which I guess I put myself here. But
And I'm standing down like,
Right,
your
but-
review, sir.
Challenge put out.
now keep in mind there were 2 joints. I've also got my little weed pen sitting here too that I've been using the entire time we've been here.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you right now which of the 4 things I've done that is working on me right now.
Something's working. That's all that matters.
Something's working.
I'm sure one of them, is
I kinda
doing
wish
its
you got him ice
job.
cream. It would have been funnier to sit here watching him lick that.
Give him a little spoon.
Right.
too.
Yep.
Give him a little spoon in a big cup. Or a big spoon in a tiny cup.
Look, he's trying to make an excuse right now for the edibles not working. Like, I was smoking this and I was smoking that.
No. I'm just.
You just can't isolate which drug is
Right.
doing
You guys want to know how
It's all
like
doing it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on like big alcohol now trying to get into cannabis for the infused drinks? Because I've like you've seen the prices. I mean, they're like $6 to $10 for a can for one thing from big alcohol doing this stuff and their mixtures. And even not big alcohol, it's prepped by companies investing.
Right,
We know
exactly.
how it works.
Oh man, I think that's a tough question after 3 joints with her right now. You got deep on me real
I'm
quick.
trying to get deep for you.
I thought we was talking about drugs now.
We still are.
No, I'm just kidding with you. I need to look more into that. I have heard that they trying to tap into that industry though. I haven't really did much research on it though.
No, I was just curious. I mean, I didn't know because I've seen some hemp drink versions out there.
Yeah.
And the prices are actually way better than if you actually go for the ones that are made by the big companies.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what your thoughts on that. I mean, I saw you guys actually have some of the hemp products here, so I
Yep.
want to know what your thoughts on them were.
I think they good. I definitely want to get some on some shelves. It gives us opportunity to market our brand a lot more. So I'm definitely open to it. But in the correlation to like big alcohol getting involved, anytime they get involved, it makes it tougher for the small guy at the end of the day.
Okay.
And everybody, and it's almost like big pharma, big alcohol, big canna. They all play together at the end somewhere, right?
Yep.
They're all partnered up. If we probably follow the money, they're probably in the same lobbying packs, putting the
100%,
same
yeah.
politicians, and they're pushing the same agendas because
Yep.
they all sit at the same table. I
Yep.
wonder why they do that, but hey, what do I know?
Yeah. No, you're right. Like in the main one, like we said, profiting off the prison system, now selling the drugs that you profit off the prison system from. It's
right.
hypocrisy.
Yeah, I wonder why they're doing that. What do you think?
Still making
Yeah.
money off the same prisoners, former prisoners.
It's kind of like recycling, right? Like, hey, let's make money this way,
Yeah.
then you're going to get out, let's make money this way.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in prison for 20 years. When you get out, you know what? We're going to promise you a dispensary. But you know what? When you don't get the dispensary, we're going to make money off your dispensary and kick you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
And then eventually it's going to be interesting to see once they, get to the phase where they're trying to really destroy the black market, what effect is that going to have on these people who are still trying to, tap into the industry and try to keep a small clientele. I imagine that the sentence with that going to be pretty heavy,
No. And the way you were talking earlier, you said it was like independent entrepreneurs, but it was actually you said a lot of minorities, and blacks and brown people are actually involved in the hemp market. So when you see Big Canada talking about the black market and shutting them down, is that like their code for saying they're going to shut down every minority ownership then?
Pretty much,
So every time that you see an article saying that, the black market's getting bigger, the black market's hurting our bottom line, they're just saying the black man's hurting our business and we want to shut down everything they're doing.
No, it's definitely leading up to a strategy for sure.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Pre-planned, pre-done, right?
Yep.
No, I'm seeing you thinking. I'm not saying anything. I'm looking over. I'm waiting for your next thought.
I'm trying to figure out.
I saw the wheel moving.
How I can position myself without my beard constantly hitting this mic.
If we could shave it for you, that'd be a great episode.
It would not.
I think it'd be a great episode for us to shave that beard.
That will not ever be an episode.
I mean, I could glue it in my head, and I could get some hair and join you two.
People paid me $1,000 to cut it off, and I said no.
You never consider it?
Yeah, I would not shave off. I haven't shaved it since like 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I would not.
I told myself I was
unless
gonna do
there's
it
a
a few
good reason to cut it off.
There's no reason to.
There is no
Yeah,
there's no
why?
reason to.
Yeah.
Give me an incentive for it, Better than $1,000 incentive too.
Yeah.
I see Mike ready. Like, look at him. He's leaning in. I know he's got a thought coming.
No, it's just the high. That's just the high look.
You sure? He looks like
just-
he's got something to say.
What did
No,
I say?
No. I mean, it just got me thinking. Like, there was one time I fully shaved it for work because I was told that somebody that I was having to go see was like really like a big corporate guy. Really wanted wouldn't buy or help us out if I wasn't like clean cut when I got there or anything, which ended up being a lie.
Just want to see if he can control you.
That would be so
Right,
bad,
when I got there, the guy kind of laughed at me and was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did it." Because I had I first grew my beard out for like one of the Hawks Stanley Cup runs.
Okay.
And I was just gonna do the grow it out until they lost, and then they ended up winning the Stanley Cup. But growing it out, so many people were like, "Oh wow, you look great with a beard." So I just kept it. And then I had to shave it off once, and then since then I don't think I've ever taken it completely off. I've just cut it. Yeah, just cut it short. I guess is the closest I've come. But other than that, yeah.
You grow a full beard?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
I did have a beard for a while. I had a beard all last year. Remember, I had a big long beard, and then I actually got sick. And when I get sick, some certain things bother me, and I felt like I had this smell that I couldn't get rid of. But it was just how it's in your head sometimes. So I kept washing the beard, and to me it was the beard. So I took it all off.
Okay.
And then I realized that I looked a lot younger when I didn't have these giant gray streaks going through the bottom.
Yeah.
So it was a little cleaner cut, and I was working out all the time, and I was running and doing some miles, so it was a lot easier maintenance for me. So I just take it down to 0 every morning now. And I shave my head anyway, so it's just a lot yeah.
I've been recently getting those gray streaks right off. They're coming out of nowhere. It's crazy. 29.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of early. I didn't get mine until I think like a year and a half ago they started kicking in.
How old are you?
I was 39.
39.
Yeah.
Damn, that's really early.
I'm 38, and I've had it for a couple
Past
of
2
years.
years have been pretty damn stressful though. 10 years of stress in 1 year.
You could probably thank Big Can and the politicians and all the lobbyists for that one.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Mike remembers my beard. I mean, I do miles every morning with my dog, right?
You have a picture of it?
What?
You have a picture of it?
Oh, I'll pull it up later for it. That's too much zooming in and there's stuff to do. But yes, it's on my Instagram if you want to go look.
Yeah, we just
Joe
posted it up
TBA.
right there. I'm
Yeah.
going to show a
You'll
picture
show
as we're
it.
talking about this right
But
now.
I went from walking my dog and everybody moved away and staying away from me to the clean space, and then all these people talking and trying to play and pet my dog, and they loved it because I went from a homeless-looking person to like a normal person. I look scraggly and it's big and bushy, and I look
You
homeless.
ain't
you never
keep
kept
it neat?
It gets hard, like You know what I mean? I get busy and I do all the
You can't
waxing.
be Rico Suave if you gotta keep your beard clean, man.
Right.
He's down the street to a barbershop.
Yeah.
He's down the street to a barbershop.
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah, your barbershop. You want to shout out your barbershop
Wait,
there?
shout out my. No, I'm not shouting out my barbershop. Do not go to the barbershop.
Just shout him out. If you
Shout me out.
Yeah, just hit him up on Insta if you want to get your stuff
I
done.
got you.
Oh, but yeah, no. So I would do the waxes and the gels and everything, bring it forward because I like that look, bringing it forward and kind of pushing it together, kind of the point to bring the face. But I was also a little heavier, so I wanted to make the face look narrower. But no, it doesn't really bother me. Now I got a neck. Originally, when I got the beard, I didn't have a neck.
Gotcha.
You know how it goes.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Was the weight loss a part of the because of the injury or what was that?
So it was just kind of getting healthier. It was more of when I started with the lawsuit and the issues were happening with my stuff. It was more of if I kept an unhealthy way and kept just partying and drinking and going out every night with the stress added from it, and it's bad for the blood pressure, it's bad for the heart. So if I wanted to survive going through, I had to start getting healthier and healthier to make sure I counteracted the activities and the stress. And then eventually just when the injury got there and I cut out all the drinking and everything and kind of went full sober and been there since, it's more of now it's super healthier where I'm better. But eventually I got to a point even before I got here, my blood pressure was normal, all my levels were normal, and everything was good even though I was drinking and still doing things. So I got healthy to the point where, as the doctor said, if I wasn't healthy at that point, that injury probably would have been way worse for me. It was the fact that I got healthy going up to it, because you know how it goes with any big company, and especially Big Canna. Every goal of a big company when it comes to silencing someone, kick the can, drag it out, make you go broke, ruin your life, and then get you to accept pennies on the dollar for what they owe you, because they're just going to silence you and kick you till you're done. And they're going to drag you out and make you go broke.
Yep.
And then when you're broke and destitute and you got nothing left, they'll settle you and no one's going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Problem was, somebody gave me a microphone and they forgot to NDA me.
There it is. Yeah. It's similar to that right now in the hemp space. And unfortunately, you got some people who are trying to cover what they're doing under the social equity, and they're not really holding up to the end of the bargain for a lot of people. So before we can even really talk about taking on corporate cannabis, we got to hold some of these stakeholders in the hemp space accountable too. So that's definitely something we got to focus on as a stakeholder in this space.
And how can people get involved with that?
Well, like I said, we intend on creating our national hemp organization, coalition, and once we get that started, we'll bring in like-minded people that see the vision of what we're trying to create and build from there.
I think it's a great idea, and as I said, we should all probably sit down for the next time we do this, and before we do it, watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as a group, and you guys can test some new product, and we should work on making a Weed Man Union, kind of support it across, a hemp man and a weed man union, and get card-carrying members across the country to say, you're part of this union, your product doesn't have radiation, you're not giving chemo to everybody who wants to do your product, and show that you have a good label on it, because we can't do organic right now, right? But you could probably do hey, not Big Canna.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Oh, that's a wonderful way to do it.
So, and this right here, I can put it on the screen. I was actually wondering about this, the painting right there that you have.
So
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so that
I love
mural
that.
is a picture of me and my partner and us looking off in the distance at the Capitol building while a protest is going on. So like I said, when I founded the brand in 2019 and I met Tyrone Muhammad and his organization in 2021, and they were already, like I said, doing demonstrations in front of dispensaries to fight for exactly what the messaging was of the brand. So us just coming together and put the branding along with the protests and demonstrations just created a movement in itself.
Perfect. So, Shane wants something.
I had to cut over here due to technical difficulties. We'll be back in a minute.
The movement.
Yeah,
and
you went with a
partnership
good
with
movement,
Tyrone.
and you went into Tyrone's movement and all that too. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happens when you have a good client.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, since we're sitting here, we could shout out Brittany again for Brittany and Co.
Brittany and Company for putting this together and setting it up. Brittany and Company has been introducing us to a lot of people that we can support their movement and show the fact that there are causes and movements behind the truths that we're giving. And for every industry we do, we'll be picking movements as well as charities that we can support, and we ask you to support them to show that this is going to a good cause. Because otherwise, there's no reason to speak the truth if you're not going to give people the voices and the financials to build against the big cannas and the big companies.
Yeah. And I guess also again, shout out for iHeartRadio.
Yeah,
and,
iHeartRadio,
Lil
Live
Baby Doll Radio.
365.
Yes.
DJ Baby Doll Radio,
Yeah.
312 All, Time is Well Productions, Prohibition THC.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Support your local weed man. And Little
Odyssey
Joe's, the
Studio
family
Production.
place.
Oh yeah, Little Joe's.
Little
Bar,
Joe's.
of course.
Yeah.
Taylor Street.
Oh, yeah. And the Steak Tacos, which is La Catarina kitchen
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we got to have you there. So, Little Joe's over on Taylor Street.
Okay.
So, my brother owns it, and it's the family bar. They actually leased out the kitchen to La Catarina.
Okay.
It's delicious Mexican food by this lovely family that
Yeah,
puts
I'd love
it
to go
together.
check it out.
And I love the concept where they handle the bar, and then a separate family handles the restaurant, because you get that authentic Mexican
Yo.
food in this little dive bar that's no longer a dive bar.
Gotcha.
But it was a dive bar growing up.
Right.
Our sound engineer Shane, when we were talking about it, was talking. He used to get drunk there all the time back in the day, which is amazing. Shout out to Noah and everybody back. But
Plenty of
great
blurry
food,
nights in that
great
dude's
setup,
past.
and it's funny too. And it's so funny as well because of the fact that it's right behind our high school. Shout out to Ignatius, where we all went,
yes,
kind of
Ignatius.
connected up. And Chandler for making sure all of us got great educations and futures.
Right.
Who's like everyone's mentor over there.
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
can actually see the football field from the back, and they got the TV set up.
Oh,
to
yeah,
watch
I'd love
it.
to come check it out.
Oh yeah, you should come
Yeah.
over. And then sadly can't smoke inside, but they got a patio in the back. You can.
That's
smoke
all right. We'll
at.
figure out something.
We'll figure out something
Yeah.
for you.
So, mind if I say something real quick?
Say whatever you
so,
like. This is
man,
real.
I ask that anybody get aware of the Support Your Local Weed Man movement. They speak all the time about actually being and making impactful changes in the black community and the urban communities that have been affected by these prohibitions and just the plight by a lot of different agendas. And this is one opportunity that we can actually bring an effective change to these communities and build wealth that can actually make the changes that we hope to see. And right now, corporate cannabis is putting a strong agenda against getting us banned for reasons that only benefit them. And I ask everybody just to become aware of the movement.
The only way to keep the movement moving is to talk, share, and put it out there. Yeah, the people together unified is what's going to make the difference. You
Yeah.
can't keep the people separated like they want.
Is there any last words from anybody else before we close off?
I just want to say thanks to Sam for hosting us.
Yes,
Appreciate
We
it.
had him on as our guest, but
Appreciate it.
I
Thank you,
feel
thank you.
more
We were
like
his guests in the end.
Yeah.
It was fun. This was a good time.
I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Oh, this is
And
really awesome.
Mike, how you feeling?
I'm good.
Let's end it on how you
Good.
feeling, Mike.
Mike
Would you
is doing
recommend it
good.
to everyone? Is the
Absolutely.
dose good?
Oh, I recommend it 1,000%. I'm so high. Yeah. Jay and Silent Bob, love it.
So
Come on over, support your local weed man.
can we get a yeah? How do you say that? How was that?
Yeah.
No, we got to work on it. It was,
Thank you everyone for
Don't
tuning
forget
in.
to trademark
coming
that.
out.
Thank you for tuning in for episode 2 of the iHeartRadio, which would be our episode 6. And we look forward to catching you on the next one.
Alright, thanks. See ya.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.
That's a cut.
That was fun.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, we got to do that again.
Oh, that's why we're.
Analyze, mama thrives. We rise up, keeping truth alive. Corruption falls, great denied. And from the system we won't hide. Get up, break it down, base shakes the ground. Justice calls, we're out the round. Big evil falls, truth is loud. We're the
So you got to go do. So is there video left where you do all the shots?
Yeah, no, I feel like.
We rise up, keeping truth alive. Corruption falls, greed denied. And from the system we won't hide. Get up. Get up. Get up. Truth lives.
I mean, we're trying to have a serious discussion. All we end up doing is effing around.
No,
Right?
seriously. Forget
Hey,
about the
what was
I
it?
came here to do serious things serious recording things for our very serious podcast that serious fucking people listen to.
And all you
And
did
make
was
a
F
joke
around.
And instead I'm,
making some fucking jokes with it.
right.
It's kind of
God
fun,
damn.
though.
It is fun as fuck, though, man. It's
Right.
awesome. It is really good to do this.
We remember for the next episode, we can't do this. We actually have some real serious people coming on next time.
Right.
And we
Serial.
can probably still do it, but
Not to this extent.
not to this extent. Not
Yeah,
to this
I mean,
extent.
I just feel like the show is going to have to get longer, or we're going to have to maybe say okay to more time that they want to give us. But
look. For now,
just so that we can have the fun we want to have.
I'm barely keeping up with editing right now.
I know. No, I know.
I still need to work. I still haven't touched any of the fucking footage.
I'm just so jealous of, like, you know, since we started this, I'm like, I scroll through, right, I see, like, assholes doing, everybody's got a fucking podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like, every single celebrity, asshole or not, has a podcast, whether it's groups or singles, and they got fucking guests that come on, whatever. I'm watching their, like, little clips or whatever, I'm laughing, but I'm like, fuck you, I swear to God, we're doing the same shit. Why do you not echo like I do?
It's
Fuck.
It's their mics, man. They just have.
No, I know, I
updated
get
mics.
it.
That's
You
what
know,
it is.
they got the money.
They
But
got
the
they got the mixers. They got everything
Right.
set, and they have. So another big issue, like, is right now when I'm doing the mixing and being a host makes it very fucking difficult because it's really difficult to listen on the thing while, like, trying to control everything, to manage everything on the mixer, and then also try to interact with everybody. So it makes it somewhat more difficult. But that's why usually it takes me more time on the computer and everything. You know, hopefully in the future we'll have somebody who can help us out with this stuff. But for now,
No, I know,
For
and
now.
that's why it's like it's almost, you know, I don't want to put, you know, as they say, the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to do that, but you know,
So why are you doing that then?
No, I'm just saying, like, I like when we do it. So much of the stuff that we don't record, I wish we did.
Like, we're
Yeah.
constantly mic'd up. Like, when we're at that event. Constantly mic'd up.
Yes.
Right, like so much of it.
The event, honestly, that we still haven't really talked about it.
We still got to get into the footage, and you got to see if it's usable.
I mean, even if it's not usable, it was kind of like fucked a little bit on there. Like, it was everybody was kind of
Very lackluster.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a claim of 1,000 tickets at least over there, with like about maybe 400 people over there.
Yeah, and they didn't want to let Joe actually do the buying.
Yeah.
His link didn't work.
Yeah.
What?
It really didn't. I had to go through Onion Torrent to buy the link. I kept trying to do it. I
Oh
sent
shit!
them
It
the link.
wasn't letting you buy it.
No.
Oh,
So,
shit.
in the beginning, right, when James and Joe were like, hey, anybody interested in going to this? I think James said it. And I was like, yeah, I just don't want to go alone because I don't know enough of the industry.
Right.
People and everything to, like, really...
We're both kind of new to the whole, like...
Right, like, I'm just going there and, like, to, like, take it all in, you know, talk some shit, maybe, like, you know? And so Joe tells me, he's like, I got this link, you know, he's like, I ended up getting our tickets, but it took me a little bit. I was like, well, send me the link, let me see if I can get through. So he sends me the link, and I could not get through. I ended up having to go to the venue website and find the fucking event.
You found it?
No. I went to the venue website, found the event to try and get tickets, and I was able to get tickets.
Uh-huh.
But the link that I got from Joe opened up to a ticket page, but when I tried to do anything on the page, nothing happened. It just stalled.
Hey,
Oh shit!
do me a favor. At the end of whatever episode this is and going forward, can we do something like Stay Tuned to What's Coming Next by DJ Baby Doll Radio?
Yo.
Can you do it, though? You got a better voice, Mike.
Yeah, so you got the radio voice.
What do I gotta say? Stay tuned next for what?
Stay tuned next, like that.
Yeah, I do it. Stay tuned next
What's the rest of it though?
for what's coming on DJ Baby Doll Radio.
Stay tuned next for what's coming up on DJ Baby Doll Radio.
What about you? You try, Mo.
Stay tuned next on what's coming to DJ Baby Doll Radio.
You figure out whichever one's best to go with it. Either way.
Hey, you
stay
try
tuned-
it out. What do you mean? You gotta do
Stay
it.
tuned next for what's coming on DJ Baby Doll Radio.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Till the Greek drops. Set up. Break it down, make shakes the ground. Justice calls, we're out the round. Big evil falls, truth is loud. We're the voice, unbowed, unbound. Get up. We get
This has been a Timeless World Productions, a 312 Wall company. And this is Mod, signing off.